All right, episode 8, Coach's Corner. Coach Christian here, Seth Humphrey, and today we're going to talk a little bit about...
We're going to talk about some stretching. So kind of the question of the day can be, should we stretch before or after our workouts? And the answer to that is both. So you want to do some stretching before, you also want to do some stretching after your workout as well. So the kind of stretching you want to do before your workout is going to be more dynamic stretching. So what that is that's kind of stretching in motion. So where you're doing some stretches, so like you could do a knee to chest grab, and you can do that while you're walking. That way you're stretching your glutes, stretching out your hamstrings. So this is going to be, or if you're a client at the Vitality Mill, you know what the warm-up sheet looks like, where we do glute bridges, we do bird dogs, we do alternating T-planks. So we're stretching, and these holds aren't for very long. They're about 5 seconds, and then you'll hold it for just a second, and then you'll move on to the next one. So those dynamic stretches are going to get your muscles firing and set you up for success during the workout. Also, with those dynamic stretches is kind of look at the workout that you're going to do that day, and say if you have squats on the workout for the day, then you can do some body weight squats, or if you got some bench press, you can do some push-ups. So kind of get those muscles firing that way there. And then post-workout, you want to do more static stretches. So what this is, that's those long hold stretches where, say you want to stretch out your quad, you're going to pull your leg behind you, hold it for like, a static stretch is going to be any stretch that you hold for longer than 30 to 45 seconds. So anything beyond that is going to be more of those static stretches. The reason you don't want to do those before your workout is you're not going to get your muscles firing properly. So those muscles are going to be more in a relaxed state. So they're not going to set you up for success and kind of give you that snap back within your exercises. So like you're not going to be very explosive if you have to do box jumps. So save all the long static stretching for the end. That'll also set you up for success recovery wise. So you'll be a little less sore and just recover a lot better.
Yeah, really mobility is what we're trying to work before we get started in the workouts, so we could get that range of motion that we're wanting to work. So we're working the mobility in our joints. So you're looking at your mobility in your shoulders, you're looking at mobility in your hips and your knees and your ankles, and just all the way across the board there, like Christian was saying. I think the other thing that we can talk about is I see a lot of people as they're fixing to go in to squats or even deadlifts and things like that, where they're wearing the Hokas, or they're wearing these big, thick tennis shoes where they'd go running in or something like that. And when we're trying to get force and power through our feet, we need to have more flat-soled shoes. So like what you see me wearing here is Vans. Vans, you could lift in those. They have obviously lifting shoes and things like that. I think that's probably taking it a little bit too far for our clients necessarily. But just flat-soled shoes is going to be your best bet. Reason for that is like, if you gotta imagine you're standing on, you want stability with the Hokas and things, big foam sole. Then what's happening is it can get us off balance and not make us as stable, and so we don't feel as strong and as secure that we could be when we're squatting, or when we're even one leg RDLs, things like that you're trying to do as far as that stuff goes. Anything you want to add there?
Yeah, stability is the biggest thing with that. So when you're wearing those Hokas and you're trying to do some Bulgarian split squats, a lot of the clients in the gym, they can relate to that. They're like, Christian, my balance is all over the place. It's because you're not actually able to grip the floor with your toes. So you're standing on an unstable surface. And then also your foot muscles can be weak. So if you constantly wear those cushioned shoes like that, your ankle mobility could be terrible because those shoes are supporting that at all times. So like your foot muscles are just completely weak. So you don't have any control and you don't have any stability within your feet. So you're not able to hold those single leg positions properly.
Yeah. The other thing, let's talk about cardio before workouts, and even nutrition and eating before workouts. Since we're kind of going talking about the things that sandwich your workouts before and after. I'll start with the cardio side of it. Going for like runs, long runs, and doing your high intensity interval training before strength training is something that we don't want to do. We want to focus on getting our heart rate up a little bit and getting and that we do that through our warm up with the mobility and going in the dynamic warm up that way, and getting to almost where we're breaking a sweat and getting warmed up before. But doing long bouts of cardio where you're running on the treadmill or you're doing a high intensity training beforehand is something that we wouldn't want to do until after our strength training. So we want to hit strength training first and be able to push ourselves on the weights first, and then we can go more into the cardio side of it as far as that stuff goes.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing with that is you wear yourself out before you do your big heavy sets. Yeah. So you're not going to be able to maximize your potential and lift those heavy sets properly because you're worn out, your heart rate's already spiked way up. So yeah, you're just not going to be able to push yourself and maximize your strength potential.
What would you say nutrition-wise before workouts? What do you eat, if anything? Me personally, and everybody's going to be different.
Yeah.
I don't eat anything before my workouts. I actually fast the majority of the day, and then so I don't eat anything. But there's some individuals that need to eat. Having some carbohydrates, about 50 grams of carbohydrates before your workout, before your strength workout. So that might be a banana or some type of fruits or something like that. Yeah, you see people that they do like some candy and things like that before to get it. But really, just having that, having a little bit of carbohydrates beforehand. And the reason I brought that up is the other day I don't usually eat before. And I had some carbohydrates before the workout, and I felt a lot stronger from that. So it's just things that you have to try out as well. Is there anything that you would?
Yeah, so I'm on the other side of that. You're fasted, and I always eat protein oats. So like I'll have some oatmeal, and then I'll have a scoop of protein powder and mix that in there. I personally do better having some carbs under my system. But I was just talking to one of our clients yesterday, and he feels sick if he has anything on his stomach when he works out, and he's used to working out fasted. He feels strong, he feels good, he feels like energy levels are fine. So like Seth said, it's going to vary. Not everyone's going to be the same, but yeah, so Seth's fasted, and I want to have carbs under my system, and I feel a lot more powerful and stronger during my workouts.
I think that's the key right there is like everybody wants to be put in a box, and everybody wants to be like, well, this is the right way and this is the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Well, so-and-so said do it this way, and so-and-so. We're all different. When it comes to nutrition, when it comes to how you feel before, then you just got to kind of play with it, and you'll find that right mix. That's the same thing when it comes to nutrition, where I'm a faster guy. I like to not faster guy, but faster. I'm pretty fast too, but I fast and before and don't eat the majority of the day. Where some people will be more, hey, I have to have my
smaller
3
meals,
square meals or whatever it is, and so it's finding what works best for you. For me, what I found is like if I start eating, I start thinking about the next thing. But that's also something that I have to potentially look at too. If it's not getting me where I want to go with results wise, that I have to start looking at and going, we buy in and we get caught up to doing what we've always done. But if we don't get the results that we want, then we have to start looking at it. And so, it may be something I need to look at, potentially having a little bit of something for the breakfast and then moving on later. Do you have anything that you want to add on that before?
Yeah, with that, I kind of used to be against fasting because I always would tell myself I need food throughout the day, like just because I've always ate that way. But then once I saw Seth fasting, and he's like, man, you can save a lot of your calories for the end, and you get off work. I mean, I've worked out, I've trained a lot of clients, so I'm hungry whenever I get off work. So it's kind of nice to be able to go all day and just maybe have some protein and then have some greens throughout the day. And then I'll save my carbs at night. That way I can have rice with my protein or have a good sized baked potato with my protein because I've saved it up throughout the day and I'm able to eat guilt-free at the end of the night.
Yeah, so
it's worked pretty well.
Yeah, so for example, today will be a 24-hour fast for me. I'll fast 24 hours. Now here's the reason why I'm doing that. One, I'm trying to save calories because I know on the weekend that I want to enjoy food a little bit more because I'm not working as much. And when I get bored or whatever, then I want to, or we want to go out and have some food or whatever. I want to be able to have a little bit more food. So then what I'll do is on Monday, I do a 24-hour fast. So I'll stop eating on Sunday about 7 o'clock, and then I won't eat again until Monday at 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, I'll usually have about 1,000 calories, and then I will go back into regular eating and eat 2,000 calories on Wednesday, 2,000 calories on Friday, and then on Thursday I do another 24-hour fast. So then what I've done is I've cut 1,000 calories from my Monday, and I've cut 1,000 calories from my Thursday, and that allows me to have on Saturday and Sunday, allows me to have 3,000 calories on Saturday and Sunday, where majority of the time it'd be 2,000, and for me 2,000 calories goes by super quick as far as that goes. So and then on top of that is when you start to look at protein a little bit differently. When you start looking at that and like your options as far as that stuff goes. So like you can go chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are going to be way more calories because they have fat.
Yep.
Where chicken breast, you can have 2 to 3 times more than you would be able to have like ground beef that's 80-20 ground beef. So you're looking at, and the reason for that is fat carries more calories, so it's double the amount of calories than protein and carbohydrates. And so with that, if you're wanting to have more food, you'd want to look at more of the lean meat so you can be able to enjoy more that way as far as that. So anything you want to add there?
No, you hit the nail on the head with that. I just talked to a client this morning and she said, Christian, I have to eat 1,600 calories and I'm struggling to get that. She's like, what can I do? So protein is going to be a good option to get to that, but she was eating a lot of like tuna, a lot of chicken breasts. Those are leaner meats, so they're going to be lower in calories. So I told her to throw some more red meat into her diet. She loves meat, so she was totally cool with that. I told her to get some more ground beef, things that are going to be higher in fat, so higher in calories. And that way you're not eating bad food. You're still eating whole foods to get you to that 1,600. But that's going to satiate her more and have her get to that 1,600 without even having to think about it.
Yeah. Anything else you got?
That's it, man.
All right. So at the Vitality Mill right now, we're doing a 56 days. 56 days, you can come in, work out with us. That's 2 months. If you want to break it down, 2 months, you can come in and work out with us, and we will set a target. At the end of that target, if it's 15 pounds you want to lose, if it's you want to put on a little bit of weight, if it's strength, whatever it is that you're wanting to shoot for, we'll set that target beforehand. We'll work towards it. If it's something that you come in, you follow our plan, and you do not reach that, then we'll continue to work with you until you reach that target. And so, just one of those things. What we're wanting to do is that we understand that you have a lot of options out there. We're wanting to provide you with something that's different so you can try us out. And we're pretty confident that once you come in, once you experience the Vitality Mill way, that'll be one of those things where you won't want to leave. And if you do, then at least you'll be more educated and be able to take that with you long term as far as that stuff goes. Seth Humphrey with the Vitality Mill and Coach Christian. Talk soon.